I couldn't hit her because her arms were longer and she could hold me off. So I bit her hand. Then her mother, my by-mother, Ista, scolded me and cuffed me. Furious, I ran to the back part of the house, to the dark corridor, and opened the door and went into the secret room. I was going to stay there till Ista and Sosta thought I'd run away and been taken as a slave and was gone forever. And then they'd be sorry for scolding unjustly and cuffing and calling me names. I rushed into the secret room, all hot and full of tears and rage. And there, in the strange, clear light of that place, stood the Waylord with a book in his hands. He was startled too. He came at me, fierce, his arm raised as if to strike. I stood like a stone. I could not breathe. He stopped short. "Memere, how did you come here?" He looked at the place where the door is when it's open. But of course nothing was there but the wall. I still couldn't breathe or speak. "I left it open," he said, without believing what he said. I shook my head. Finally, I was able to whisper, "I know how." His face was shocked and amazed, but after a while it changed, and he said Decalo. I nodded. My mother's name was Decalo Galva. I want to tell of her, but I can't remember her. Or I do, but the memory won't go into words. Being held tight, jostling, a good smell in the darkness of the bed, a rough red cloth, a voice which I can't hear, but it's only just out of hearing. I used to think if I could hold still and listen hard enough, I'd hear her voice. She was a Galva by blood and by house. She was head housekeeper for Sultan Galva, Waylord of Ansul, an honorable and responsible position. In Ansul, there were no serfs or slaves then. We were citizens, householders, free people. My mother, Decalo, was in charge of all the people who worked in Galvamond. My by-mother, Ista the cook, liked to tell us about how big the household used to be back then, how many people Decalo had to look after. Ista herself had 2 kitchen assistants every day, and 3 helpers for the big dinners for visiting notables. There were 4 house cleaners, and the handyman, and a groom and a stable boy for the horses. 8 horses in the stable, some to ride and some to drive. There were quite a few relatives and old people living in the house. Ista's mother lived up over the kitchens. The Waylord's mother lived in the master's room upstairs. The Waylord himself was always traveling up and down the Ansul coast, from town to meet with the other Waylords, sometimes in the saddle, sometimes in a carriage with a retinue. There was a smithy in the West Court in those days, and the driver and postboy lived on the top floor of the carriage house, always ready to go out with the Waylord on his rounds. Oh, it was all busy and a bustle, Ista says. The old days, the good days. When I ran through the silent corridors past the ruined rooms, I used to try to imagine those days, the good days. I used to pretend, when I swept the doorways, that I was making ready for guests who'd come through them wearing fine clothes and shoes. I used to go up to the master's rooms and imagine how they'd looked, clean and warm and furnished. I'd kneel in the window seat there to look out through the clear, small-paned window